Hey you guys, welcome back. My name is Klaus and thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Town Hall 8 Let's Play. And a lot of things have happened since the last episode. As you guys may remember, if you saw the previous episode, what am I doing? Come on. There we go. Okay, for those of you who remember or saw the last episode, you remember that I told you guys that I was going to be finishing out my traps between episodes, and I did exactly that, save for the Teslas, if you consider a Tesla a trap. So I got all the traps done, and all I have now are Teslas in my trap section. We've also maxed out our elixir usage on the base aside from our laboratory. So guys, we are sitting pretty. I mean, between last episode and this episode, I've lost roughly 2 million elixir. And that's because, and do forgive me, but I have still been using Mass Dragon in order to get Dark Elixir. I remember, and I told you guys that I would be using something other than Mass Dragon for Dark Elixir, and that was last episode, and I beg your forgiveness, but I'm not convinced that that's even necessary, guys. If you follow my strategy of upgrading Elixir stuff first, and you have no use for Elixir, you don't need to do anything else. These are Town Hall 7 dragons, and I'm getting high percentage 2 stars. I've even 3-starred Town Hall 8s with these dragons. Of course, these are farming bases, and I'm down in gold leagues, so the bases aren't that great. But if you look at the attack log, I mean, you know, 60%, 70% is pretty common, but there's a 94%, and we're about to watch that here in a second. But there's a 3-star. Guys, it is just... It's an amazing attack strategy, and sometimes you find these monster raids like this one against Sergio. Let's just go in there and watch it right now. So look, guys, this is a straight up Town Hall 8. It's got Town Hall 8 level air defenses, I believe. It's hard to tell. I'm not real good at being able to notice that stuff. But what you're seeing here is a dead base, or you know, an abandoned base with lots of loot in it, over 500,000 elixir. And this army with the spells costs 360,000 elixir. So you can cover your cost if you're hitting the right type of bases. And I'm always looking for a minimum of 1,000 dark elixir. So this base really was perfect for my purposes. Now, I want you to look at something. Well, let me back up first. The first thing I want you to notice is that I'm using full dragons. I've got 8 in the deployment section. I've already put down 2. 1 over here and 1 on the other side. All right. And then in the clan castle, I've got, well, normally what I've got in my clan castle is max balloons, and I've got an earthquake spell. My spell selection is double lightning spell with an earthquake spell and also a rage spell. What that does, I can bolt, quake, and air defense, use the clan castle earthquake spell if I need to, and I've got that rage spell to take up the second air defense. I want you guys to watch something. So we drop the dragons outside in because I'm trying to funnel my dragons into the core. So notice I put a pretty heavy concentration of dragons into that in the middle on the top, and there is a sweeper pointing down. So ideally what you do is you put your dragons down at the bottom, you'd send them in through the top or up through the middle there and take out all the air defenses. But you know, these buildings at the top, they're big and they're low HP, so I thought, you know what, let's just take on this baby. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I get the majority of my dragons going into the core, into the middle, through the top, and then we're gonna drop an earthquake spell. And look at the radius of that earthquake spell, guys. I'm starting to use this even more liberally, and it's working wonderfully, where I can actually drop an earthquake spell and get two air defenses, and it does that percentage damage, whatever level 1 earthquake spell does, and it damages both. So if I play, I've got double lightning on each, and so they're both pretty significantly damaged. They're about down to about half health, and then I rage the group of dragons that came into the core, and that's not even considering the air defense that's at the bottom. So I mean, this was kind of I was really reaching, guys. I was reaching to get this raid to work out, and it actually works out pretty well. So we got both those air defenses down, and we got a third air defense left. We're gonna get the Dark Elixir, but it's next to that surviving air defense and 2 Teslas. So how in the world are we gonna get this, guys? Well, this group of dragons that went untouched all swarm in at the same time. I've got a group of dragons coming in toward and following that king, and this is kind of why you don't want to put your king near your air defenses, is because the dragons were lured by the king and then all put in the core, and it damaged that air defense while they were targeting the king. It was absolutely beautiful, guys. So we got all the Dark Elixir out of the the storage, and we got a dragon that was working on the town hall, and watch this clutch. Watch this clutchness right here. Get it. One shot, boom, air defense drops. It didn't really matter that air defense stayed up because the dragon was killed right after that, but now we're just down to our king, and there's only 2 defenses that really do any damage to the king. The Archer Tower and the Tesla. The Bomb Tower does splash damage. The Wizard Tower does splash damage. That really doesn't do much to your heroes. So I'm thinking, okay, we've gotten all the Dark Elixir on this Town Hall 8 with Town Hall 7 dragons. That's pretty impressive. Now I'm going to use my level 5 king, which is still Town Hall 7 level, and we're going to get in there, and we're going to get this elixir, because I'm focusing on gold and elixir and dark elixir. Not really elixir because we need it, but because I don't want to run out. And even if you do, guys, and this is a big point, pay attention to this point, is I like using these dragons because even if I'm running out of elixir, if you're in the right league, if you're Town Hall 8, hang out in Gold League and just enjoy it, because if you're running out of elixir, just barch a few times and you are automatically renewed, and you can do these dragon raids for hours on end. They'll cover their cost, like this attack covered the cost plus 200,000 elixir, and we got 1,000 dark elixir. So it has been a dragon kind of day for me, and I've been really enjoying it. Now watch this against Mohammed here. This is a base where at first this is what I saw. I zoom in whenever I search. So I've got like a dead base. We got loot in the collectors and mines. I used, look at that, guys. Watch that. All right, we're gonna drop double lightning on the left side, but watch this. I've got another earthquake spell. I'm gonna drop it right on the town hall and damage all 3 air defenses, 2 archer towers, the town hall, and the clan castle. I mean, that was a super productive earthquake spell for sure. Especially because the higher the damage, the higher the HP of the building, the more damage the earthquake does. It's actually pretty nifty. But look, guys, we get elixir storages on the outside. This is a Town Hall 8 that has followed my strategy, whether they know it or not, and they've already spent all the elixir they need on the base. So they're letting people keep their elixir, hoping they'll win defenses, and unfortunately, I found his base, and I need his dark elixir as well, which is 1,300 dark elixir. So the dragons don't do all that well in this raid. We do grab the dark elixir out of most of the drills. You don't get the entire drill there at the bottom, but the dragons, there's a big group. There's 3 coming down. They're going to come down right onto the storage here, working on the king as well. This dragon at the right is going to get shot down by that air defense, unfortunately, but what we did manage to do was we managed to wipe out all of the dark elixir out of that dark elixir storage, and that's what matters, because we ended up grabbing that 1,000 minimum that we're looking for, and we locked on to over 400,000 elixir, which covers our cost and then some. So these dragon raids, guys, sometimes they go a little shady, sometimes they don't go so great, but sometimes they go very, very well, like you just saw. And I'm gonna show you guys one more replay because it was kind of fun. Let me see if I can find it. There's a 1,900. Do I have a 2,000? I did fail one time. Look at that. Oh, that was a barch. See, I barched one time to recover some elixir. Do I have a 2,000? I do not. This is a 57%. 1,800. There's a 1,900. We'll watch this against a name I cannot read. And guys, with this base, it had an upgrading air defense. And if you're doing dragon raids, and that earthquake spell spanned both. I double lightning, or I lightning each one. It gets them both down to about a 1/3 health, and then I'm able to drop another earthquake spell and do a ton of damage on all of these air defenses. But whenever you find a base with an upgrading air defense, this is candy time for a dragon raid, and it's way more common than you'd expect in the Gold League. If you're Town Hall 8, if you're Town Hall 7, go to Gold League. If you're Town Hall 8, go into like 1,600 roughly trophy count. If you're Town Hall 7, go to about 1,400 and you'll find some loot. If you're watching this video and it's way in the future, it might be a little bit different, but right now, the state of the game right now is dead bases for Town Hall 8s all over high Gold League, and for Town Hall 7s mid to low Gold League as well. And Silver League's actually not bad either. But notice, guys, so we were able to take out one air defense, but not the other. So this dragon is going to come in the clutch, takes out that wizard tower, takes out that air defense, and now we have a base with no air defenses, and we've got 3 dragons. Well, we had 3. One got shot down. We got 2 dragons still remaining, but we got the dark elixir, which is the point. Now, on this particular raid, I did lose quite a bit of elixir because there wasn't much in the base, but the dark elixir was easy to get. It followed the rules that I've set up for myself for finding a base, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm basically saying I'm supporting using dragons for farming. Now, of course, I don't really recommend using dragons for war because they will not work for Town Hall 9, and you kind of want to prepare. You want to be planning ahead, and so dragons are my preferred Dark Elixir farming raid or strategy for Town Hall 8. And you can see why. I'm grabbing 1,000, maybe even up to almost 2,000, like 1,900 Dark Elixir, just like that. That is beautiful stuff. So I've got a Dragon Raid ready, and I'm going to do my best not to skip in the search because I want to start searching. Wait, did I have my queen, my king? I got everything. Look at that. I've even got balloons. So if you want to try a strategy, watch this. We're going to do this right now. So I don't have a max EQ, which shouldn't hurt too much, but it might hurt a little bit. So this is first search, and let's look at it. So it's got a central Dark Elixir, which means we're going to struggle to get it because all the air defenses can target anything targeting the Dark Elixir storage. So although the Golden Elixir and the Dark Elixir is good, I don't suspect that I'll be able to get the Dark Elixir out of the middle, so I'm going to skip that base. Moving right along, of course, if the base does not have at least 1,000 Dark Elixir, I skip right over it. I don't normally hit Town Hall 7s because I don't hold enough Dark Elixir, but there we go. Okay, so there's another one, Town Hall 8, and if we count the tiles between the air defenses that are on either side of the Dark Elixir storage, you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Earthquake spell covers 8 tiles, and I believe if we were to drop the Earthquake perfectly, we could actually hit both air defenses. Now, let me see the sweeper. The sweeper is pointing to the right from the left, which means it will severely hinder our raid. And since it's easy to find bases with enough loot, I'm going to be picky and I'm going to continue searching. All right, so I feel like this is a good plan to show you guys what goes through my mind as I search. So the Dragon Raid is a super powerful raid, and this is a good base to hit because it's got a lot of loot. It's kind of a dead base a little bit. The problem is that the Dark Elixir is between all 3 of these air defenses. We have to be very good with our funneling, but fortunately for us, we can drop an Earthquake spell right in the middle between the Dark Elixir storage and the Elixir storage and hit both air defenses. So let's go ahead and drop that Earthquake spell right there. So you notice both are damaged, so that was perfect. And then I'm gonna Earthquake this one on the north because my dragons can reach the one on the south a little bit easier. So let's drop the Earthquake once again, damage both, and boom. All right, so we got one down. I'm going to start dropping my dragons here. What you want to do is you want to start on the outside and work your way in from your funnel. This is going to be a difficult base to funnel because there's a lot of buildings. So I'm going to start on the far ends and work our way in. We need to take out the Scraggler buildings as well. We got a Tesla doing some work. Got a bunch of Seeking Air Mines way up there. Let's drop another dragon. And let's supplement that little enclave. Now, the dragons are going to start stepping up. I've used all my dragons. That's usually a bad sign. That means I kind of rushed my deployment. But the dragons are going to come in. They're raged, and they're going to take out that air defense. At the same time, I'm going to drop these balloons to help out with the air defenses and all those terrible defenses that destroy dragons. So we're going to watch as these dragons destroy the Dark Elixir out of that storage, and the air defenses busy on the balloons. So the balloons are doing a lot of work as well. So we're going to grab this town hall. Let me back up so you can get a big, good, clear picture of what's happening here. We have a dragon. We have a couple of dragons working on the town hall. Clan Castle's going down. Gold storage in the south's going down. If we can have a dragon sneak up and take this air defense, we'll be in good shape. So we got one dragon that got one-shotted. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to grab the 3-star in this raid, but we are going to get all of the we should be able to get all the Dark Elixir. Let me send in my king, and hopefully we can help out with grabbing that Dark Elixir. Let me pop the king's special ability. If we can take out that archer tower soon, we can... Oh, okay, the king's going to go to the barracks. Fine. That's okay, actually, because I think the dragon should step up. Hopefully it's outside of the range of the air defense. Oh, crud. Dang it. Okay, well, we missed out on 300 Dark Elixir, but not a big deal whatsoever, because watch this. This king's going to step up, take out this laboratory, take out the elixir collector, get all the elixir. There's 79,000 elixir, I think, in this collector, unless there's a little bit in that storage up there. We're going to grab it, and the king's going to walk out fat and happy because he ate all the elixir. So watch this. Boom. All right, so that storage actually has a little bit of elixir. Now, we're not going to make it. We're going to die. Watch the king. We're going to let him die because I'm not going to raid again live. There we go. that was it, and we used everything at our disposal on a Town Hall 8 with tons of loot, and we locked on to over 400,000 gold, 332,000 elixir, so we almost covered our cost on elixir, and we just barely missed our 1,000 dark elixir minimum, which was a pretty good live raid, especially since I wasn't able to actually plan that, so that was really nice. And guys, that is how I've been raiding, that is how I've been looting, and it has been a blast. Honestly, I've been having a blast doing these dragon raids. The earthquake spell and double bolts, the earthquake spell from the clan castle, it's all been awesome. I just have to admit, it's been really awesome. So today I wanted to do some upgrades. I just did a boost before the recording, so I had some replays for you guys, and so I had some loot, and it's been an entire series, I believe. Whoa, it's been an entire series over, I believe, 8 episodes now, and we have yet to upgrade the king. And since I've got plenty of dark elixir, I think it's time that we go ahead and start the king to level 6. That's going to be happening today. What else do we need to talk about? The laboratory. You guys can see healing spell. Last episode with the Valkyrie, I wanted to put down the golem, but it was 60,000 dark elixir and I did not have it. Do I even have it now? No, I don't even have it now. So yeah, we didn't make it. But what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing, I went ahead and put the healing spell down for the hogs, by the way. So in case you're following along, the level 5 healing spell is that much more effective whenever you're using hogs and Valkyries for a war raid, so that's why I did healing spell, and it was also cheap. I've got more than enough elixir, and that is actually a good reason why my elixir amount dropped, was because I did that. I think it was 2.4 million elixir or something like that. Yeah, it was 2.4 million elixir, so yeah, that was nice. So what my plan is, and something that I'm hoping to accomplish as soon as possible, is to put down the king in this episode and then do some, you know, some Teslas or possibly some of the defenses, an air defense or something like that. And then off camera, I'm going to be farming up my dark elixir in hopes of putting down the golem. So if next episode you see that the golem is in the laboratory, all I did was these dragon raids. I farmed up at 1,000 dark elixir per raid, and I was able to put down the laboratory with the golem and max out the golem for war raids. And if not, if it's empty or if I got something else in there, I'll explain why. But for the most part, that's my plan. That's what's going to happen. So let's put down the king last. Let's just save the best for last there. So the first thing is the air defenses. I believe the air defense going to max is a very important upgrade, and I want to do them one at a time. So this is 2,160,000 gold, and it's an 8-day upgrade, so it's going to take forever. So let's go ahead and start that now. It's 2,160,000 gold, and it will be maxed, so I can go ahead and move this guy over. And now I've got 1,566,000 gold that I can spend on 2 builders. So if I wanted to upgrade to Tesla, it's going to take 2 million. Do I have anything in the treasury? That would be helpful. 4 million. Okay, there we go. Oh man, we don't have enough gold for a Tesla. That's terrible. We were so close. Okay, well that's gonna have to be fine. Let's see what's in these suggested upgrades. I think doing some cheap stuff today would actually serve us pretty well. So the new mortar that we got whenever we moved to Town Hall 8 is available. It's a 1-day upgrade for 120,000 gold, so we can go ahead and start that. And then we got 1.8 million gold as well for whatever we decide to do. So I think a good thing to do, a good upgrade to do, would be this archer tower, just to raise the bottom level of our base. You know, these lower level defenses are a weakness. So let's do that. 180,000 gold, and we're gonna save the rest of our gold there to hopefully put down a Tesla. If I do it off camera, you'll see it next episode, or I'll do it next episode. And the last but certainly not least is the Barbarian King going to level 6. That's a 22,500 dark elixir upgrade. I have already opted out of war, so that means that I'm not going to be a hindrance to my clan. I do not recommend warring with your clan if you have a king or a queen down, or a Grand Warden or anything like that. You definitely want to have your heroes for war. But 22,500 dark elixir. Let's go ahead and do this in 3, 2, 1, bam! Barbarian King, level 6. That is awesome. Our first Barbarian King upgrade, 2.5 days, and it's gonna be great, guys. So the King really isn't all that necessary for dragon raids anyway, or Barch. So I can farm pretty effectively without him, which is nice. And I think the next thing we need to talk about is, once again, going back, we're going to talk about the golem. So 60,000 Dark Elixir. We're going to be gaining 500 HP, which is huge at Town Hall 8. And also plus 4 damage per second, which is squat nothing because you only usually use 1 or maybe 2 in a raid, so really it's not that big of a deal. But 60,000 Dark Elixir, that means we need to farm up about 24,000 Dark Elixir in 2 days. That's a lot of Dark Elixir, guys, so we'll see what happens. I might put up another episode in a few days showing that if it's significant. We'll just have to see, guys. But as of today, the big news, level 6 Barbarian King, put down an air defense. Those are important. And some Dark Elixir farming with dragons, guys. If you don't have the spare elixir because you did not follow the same upgrade order and sequence that I used, that's totally fine. There is an amazing attack strategy you guys are probably familiar with. That is called the Goblin Knife. I've got it GK there. It's 20 archers, 10 giants, 114 goblins, and 8 wall breakers. I might feature that attack in a future video, but right now I'm having a great time doing dragon raids, and if you are enjoying them too, please let me know in the comments, as well as like the video, because that's going to do it for today. I love each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Join the Klaus family, and I will see you guys again next time.